strikes me is that this political violence is not happening in isolation. The murder of these 11 Jews in Pittsburgh is inextricably linked to the murder of the 2 black shoppers in Kentucky, to the slaughter of black worshipers in Charleston in 2015, to the burning of mosques and masjids around the country, to the attack on the Sikh temple in Wisconsin. There is a long history of political violence, and we are seeing a surge in it. And I hold Trump and the Republican Party and his supporters and his enablers directly responsible for this. We need to be making the connections that Bowers himself is making, which is we need to be seeing the interconnection of Trump's language targeting all of us, targeting immigrants and Muslims and people of color, black and brown bodies, queer and trans bodies, and seeing ourselves as all targets of white nationalism, and to understand that anti-Semitism and racism are at the core of white nationalism. And this administration is targeting all of us, and we will not be divided, which is why.
So this is what led up to me thinking that the rabbi at the Tree of Life synagogue in Pittsburgh had told Trump that he wasn't welcome. Probably because he should. I mean, if he were. But then again, you know, you have to understand there's a split between Jews too. You've got conservative Jews who are going to back Trump all the way because of his unflinching support for Israel, you know, encouraging them to move their capital to Jerusalem and just everything, right? So they're going to be, and then you're going to have the rest of the Jews, which is not a vast majority by any means, but a bunch of them who are just tired of all, because, you know, it really comes down to, if you're conservative, you don't get picked on, right? I mean, you can be a conservative homosexual and they'll leave you alone as long as you talk about how you're the scum of the earth. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen them basically pay these people off or in some way ingratiate them in order to have, I mean, look at Ben Carson, you know, getting black people to be prejudiced against black people. I mean, how confusing is that for the black people of the United States when they see other black people talking like racists? So anyway, this is what led to me thinking that, because it's not just the one I just showed you and this one, because one's Russian television and I don't give a whole lot of credence to it, although I tried to listen to it to find out what they're talking about. But this is Democracy Now! And it's much more credible on this subject. And they're right. You know, what this young Rabbi Ari Lev Fornari is talking about is true. I mean, I don't agree with transsexualism or whatever you want to call it, and I don't agree with a lot of other things that liberals promote. But we do have to bind together. And liberals can't criticize me, because I've always supported equal treatment under the law, economic equality, you know, and happiness for everybody, whether I agree with them or not. You know, yeah, I don't. That's just an example. I don't agree with mutilating yourself and taking hormones to change your body. I mean, I don't have a problem with you doing drugs if you want to have fun, if drugs are fun for you, but to use them. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to get into that argument now, but my point is that I support these people. I support their right to do what they want to do. You know, if they want to have their penises cut off and turned into a little vagina so that they can have fun with guys. Whatever. It completely disgusts me and grosses me out, and I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't even want to be talking about it right now. But I support them, and I completely condemn the conservatives who would have them dragged out and thrown in jails and worse, you know, vigilantism and stuff. So what were we talking about? So I saw a bunch of these videos. I don't know where they've gone now. I've shown you this one and the one before this, and those are two, but I saw many others, or maybe I saw the same ones over and over again as I was going through videos and thought there were more. But there isn't a video. In fact, the opposite is true. Once I watched some of the videos on this shooting, that in fact the rabbi welcomed Trump.